Hello everybody, hope y'all are doing good out there. This is going to be an interesting one today because I have got a knife that I've taken a little bit of gamble on. So I would always keep an eye out for any deals I might find on particular patterns of knives I like a whole lot. And I've got a few that I'm all the time looking for, see if I can find on sale or find a good deal on used. Well, I found one of them that was on my list, and the price was really good on it. But the pictures were awful. Online where it was being sold, there was only one picture. Well, there was two pictures. They were both, though, of the same side of the knife. One was looking at the pattern number on the blade, and the other one was looking at the pile side of the knife. There was no picture showing the show side. And they also made mention that it has a box with it, but the box doesn't match the knife. It was some other kind of box. And so I looked at it, and you're always taking a chance. If you can't inspect a knife in person, you never know what it's going to look like if it's used. Now, this one said that this is a new old stock knife. So he says it's never been used. But like I say, he only showed the pile side, which, you always got to figure why he only show the pile side. It might be just coincidence. A lot of guys out there that aren't knife guys trying to sell a knife, they have no idea that somebody would want to see both sides of a knife and both blades and the back springs and all. They never think about that. Why would somebody want to do that? I was talking to a friend of mine about that. And when you think about something along those lines, if I was going to sell a straw hat, for instance, I wouldn't take pictures of both sides of the straw hat, the back of the straw hat, the front of the straw hat, the top of the straw hat, the inside of the straw hat, the band on the straw hat, the brim of the straw hat. I just wouldn't think about it. I'd just take maybe 2 or 3 pictures of the straw hat and put them on. Well, I think that's what this guy did. At least that's what I'm hoping happened. He just didn't know that a lot of people like to look over the whole knife. Hopefully that's all it was, because he had 4 pictures. They just were all of the same side. Hopefully he didn't do that because there's something majorly wrong with the other side, like a huge crack or something. But even if there is a huge crack or something, this knife should be under case's warranty if there's a defect in the manufacturing. I could see the blades from the side, and both of the blades looked like they were in really good shape. So let's get this package open and let's take a look at it. Looks like he sure got it wrapped up good. Trying to see where the end is on this. Some kind of like shrink wrap. Now the guy had really good ratings. He had like he had 100%, and he had sold like 1,500 items before, so that gave me a little bit of confidence. But you just never know. And like I say, I know people who aren't knife guys, and they don't pay too much attention. To them, a knife's a tool, and they never consider. They don't know the details of what's fancy, what's not, what's good and what's not, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just take a look at it, and we're gonna see what it looks like. And like I said, he said that it will not have a matching box. He said that he showed a picture of the box, and it was like for a case camp knife. And this one isn't a case camp knife. Boy, he sure wrapped it up good. Yep. Okay, so here's our box. WR Case & Sons Cutlery Company. This is an older box. But like I say, this is not the knife that's supposed to be in here. Yeah, Scout knife. Amber. 125 of 10. Now, he said that this knife is new old stock. And my guess is that this was a knife that was like in a hardware store or something along those lines. And after they, maybe they closed down or something, or had some left over or whatever, and they had extra boxes and a few extra knives, and so they just kind of put them together and sold them. And that's my guess. But we're going to see here. Let's hope this one's in good shape. If it is, it'll be a great addition to the collection here. So like I say, the side I'm concerned about is the show side. I could see the pile side and it looked good. Like I say, he did a wonderful job at wrapping this knife up and protecting it. That's for sure. I'm sure you all can see what kind of knife it is already. It's peanut, and you know peanuts are one of my favorites. Well, first thing to say is I don't see any crack. I'm heading toward the back spring, so that's good. I'm gonna have to cut that loose. Get over here, Yellow Peanut. You gotta free your new friend. If I can figure out how to get into it. I've never seen one wrapped so well. Okay, I think we've got it now. This side looks good too. I don't see any cracks. That was my main worry and concern. What do y'all think? Look how beautiful that stag is on the back. It's nice and thick. It's got a good look and design to it. It's not too much and not too little. I think it looks good. As you can see, the bolsters are going to need little attention and clean them up, but those will clean right up, look good. The back looks great. The back springs look good. The brass liners look good. Let's check the blade centering. Looks pretty good. Like you say, I like the blades to be leaning just a speck toward the show side if they're leaning one way or another. I mean, a speck toward the side of the nail nick if they're leaning one way or another. And you can see this pin blade is, but let's open up these blades and let's take a look. Blade looks good, and I believe from the picture that this knife was a 2010. Yep, 10 dots. And here's our little pin blade. There we can see our 5220. So this right here is a Stag case knife. The blade's good and tight. That blade's good and tight also, so yeah. I think this is great. Once I get this knife cleaned up and sharpened, it'll be a beautiful knife. Yeah, what do y'all think of this? I got this knife for 50-something bucks, which I thought was a good buy for a Stag peanut. Especially when it has good-looking stag on it like this one. Some of them, stag can be a little bit bland, but this one right here I think looks absolutely great. Here it is besides the old classic yellow that I've liked so much. This was the first peanut I got. This is the last peanut I've got here. But yeah, the Stag peanut was one of the peanuts that was on my list of ones to look out for and to find. Notice how dark that brass has gotten. Once I polish it, it'll shine up like this yellow one. I've got 2 or 3 other peanuts that I've got on my list to find someday, but I'd keep an eye out. I usually don't pay full price. I've rarely paid full price for a knife. The only exceptions when I'll just go out and pay full price for a knife is if that knife is like 52 or under. Once I get over that 52 mark, I always start looking for deals and sales, because I always keep in mind the resale value of a knife when I'm looking for one. But yeah, I'm going to go get this knife cleaned up. Okay, so I took the knife in and polished it up, because although it was new old stock, being from 2010, it's 15 years old, and it needed a good polishing. So I went ahead and polished it up and got it ready to go. So this is what the knife looks like after the polishing. See the back springs shined up really nice. This has some really pretty stag on it, especially on the back here. I think it looks really nice. You can see the bolsters, they shined up beautifully. To pull the blades out here. There's your main clip blade. I went ahead and sharpened it just a little bit. It didn't need it too bad. It really didn't need it at all, but I like to put my own edge on them, so I went ahead and did this one. Got it looking good. It's got a nice strong spring on it. And of course, you know the peanuts always have that nice half stop. Then our secondary blade is going to be this pin blade here. I always like this blade on the peanut. It adds so much to the peanut because it's such a stout little blade. It's really a good complementary blade to the clip point blade on the peanut. And that's one of the things to me that makes this such a traditional jackknife style, or jackknife knife. To me, the ultimate jackknife is a two-bladed knife with a clip blade and a pin blade with a liner down the middle, you know, that goes all the way through the knife. To me, that is the best definition of what what a jackknife is. So what do y'all think of this knife? Do y'all like it? How do y'all feel about Stag compared to like amber bone? I don't have many Stag knives. I've only got one other than this one. And peanut's about my favorite pattern, and so I was wanting one with actual Stag on it, and I found one. So thanks for watching, y'all. You have a good day, and make sure you keep your knives sharp.